She went on one date and signed her own death warrant without even knowing it. 25-year-old Tanesha Richards gave a man one chance, one dinner, one conversation, and said no. And he turned that no into a death sentence. For over a year, he stalked her, blew up her phone with over 100 texts, called her nearly 100 times. She tried her best and even begged him to leave her alone. She tried everything to survive him. She filed a police report saying a man was threatening and harassing her. She noted that he had just gotten out of jail and was sending her threatening text messages. She stated to officers that she was scared that Bruce will find out where she currently lives, and she is scared for her life. She quit her job. She moved to a new home. She literally changed her life just to stay alive. I guess it still wasn't enough for him. Finally, he put his twisted mind to work. On July 2nd, 2024, he found her and shot her. Not once, twice. Surveillance video was provided to investigators that the search warrant says showed Bruce Gerard put his ear to the door of Tanesha Richards' unit and listen for any sound. Investigators note that Gerard was then seen repeatedly ringing the doorbell and pacing back and forth for roughly 12 minutes. The video then captures Tanesha cracking the door open to answer, and Bruce then immediately attempts to forcefully enter by pushing the door open, but she tries to close the door on him, the search warrant reads. Gerard then successfully forces his way into the apartment by pushing the door open and then entering the unit and closing the door behind him. Video showed Gerard leaving 3 to 4 minutes later, according to the search warrant. He was arrested on July 5th. Investigators subsequently searched his car. In it, they found a handwritten plan to find Richards using her social security number and phone records. He also had a note that read, "I will find Tanesha Richards." In addition, investigators found Richards' tax returns in his car and a photo of her with "no weapon, no evil eye, no curse of the third party will work, and no person can control or stop us" handwritten on it. She didn't want him, so he decided she shouldn't live. She was found dead inside her condo at the Idlewood complex near West Park and Gessner on the evening of July 2nd. Her police report sat untouched for 7 months. He had already assaulted another woman. Every warning sign was there, but nobody stopped him. Gerard is being held without bond on the capital murder charge. Gerard had an aggravated assault conviction in the mid-2000s that resulted in about a 20-year sentence, a 2022 retaliation charge that was dismissed when prosecutors could not locate the alleged victim, and an April 2024 strangulation allegation that was later dismissed for insufficient evidence, Houston Chronicle reports. The paper also says Gerard made harassing calls to another woman from the Harris County Jail after his arrest in Richards' death. Now, in March 2026, Bruce Wayne Gerard, 43, will spend the rest of his life behind bars. But Tanesha, she lost hers over one date.
In 2012, a young Nigerian woman with dreams, ambition, and a thriving business boarded a flight to Lagos. She believed she was about to secure a life-changing deal. Instead, she walked into a trap carefully set over months, through simple chats, friendly conversations, and trust. This is not just a story about crime. It's a story about trust, deception, and the hidden dangers of the internet. This is the story of Cynthia Osokogu. Cynthia was born on November 10, 1987 in Agbor. She was the last child in her family and the only daughter. Growing up, she was surrounded by structure, discipline, and love. Her father, a retired Army general, instilled strong values in his children. But Cynthia wasn't just defined by her background. She stood out on her own. From a young age, she showed signs of independence. While others were still figuring things out, Cynthia already had direction. She attended primary school in Ilorin and Jos, all in Nigeria. Later, she graduated from Nasarawa State University with a degree in English. But Cynthia didn't stop there. She pursued a master's degree, a career in telecommunications, and eventually her own business. She opened a boutique in Kefi called Dress Code. At just 24 years old, she was already building something meaningful. Like many young entrepreneurs, Cynthia used social media to grow her business. That's where everything began. She met two men, Okwumu Nwabfu and Olisaloka Ezike, online through Facebook and BlackBerry Messenger. At first, it seemed harmless. They spoke like professionals. They claimed to be suppliers. They offered her goods at cheaper prices. For a business owner, that's an opportunity you don't ignore. Weeks turned into months. Conversations became familiar. Trust began to build. And slowly, the line between stranger and business partner faded. But there was one problem. Cynthia had never met them. In July 2012, Cynthia made a decision. She would travel from Abuja to Lagos to meet them, to finalize the deal, to take her business to the next level. When she arrived in Lagos, they were waiting. Everything seemed normal. No warning signs, no fear. They welcomed her and took her to a hotel in Festac town. From the outside, it looked like any ordinary meeting, but inside, things were about to change. The hotel staff later recalled seeing a couple check in. Nothing unusual, just another guest. But hours later, something felt wrong. The man left. He told the receptionist he would return, but he never did. Inside the room, Cynthia was alone. Calls went unanswered. The room remained silent. Eventually, staff used a master key to enter. What they discovered triggered panic, and immediately the police were called. At first, police faced a challenge. There was no ID, no phone, no immediate way to identify the victim, but they didn't stop. They turned to CCTV footage, hotel records, and digital evidence. Slowly, the puzzle came together. The suspects were identified, tracked, and arrested. Investigators uncovered something disturbing. This wasn't random. It was planned. They had studied her. They believed she was wealthy. They believed she would come with money. They believed she was an easy target. The case moved to court. Witnesses testified. Evidence was presented. Confessions were examined. The suspects denied involvement at first, but the evidence told a different story. The court found their statements matched the evidence, their actions were coordinated, their intentions were clear. In March 2017, justice was delivered. The main perpetrators were sentenced to death by hanging and additional years for related crimes. It was a verdict that brought some closure, but not healing. Cynthia's story shook Nigeria. It changed how people viewed social media, online friendships, and business deals. Her mother later shared a powerful message. Be careful who you trust online, because not everyone is who they claim to be. Cynthia Osokogu had dreams. She had plans. She had a future. But one decision, one moment of trust, changed everything. Her story lives on today as a warning, a reminder, and a lesson. Because in a world connected by screens, not every connection is safe. Please like, subscribe, and don't forget to leave a comment.